At the Environmental Protection Agency, we were given a mandate under the Safe Drinking Water Act to look at different compounds and determine what the safe level was in drinking water. Through the course of time, fluoride was one of the ones chosen. And as the senior scientist at the Office of Drinking Water at the time, to me, fluoride was just another one of these compounds. It came to our attention that there was a large study which showed that rats got cancer of the bone, and they got a very unusual cancer of the liver. Now that was extremely surprising. First of all, to produce cancer of the bone in rodents is never seen because the time that you have between the birth and death of a rodent is only 3.5, 4 years. And it usually takes longer than that to produce a cancer in bone. The cancer of the liver was extremely rare, also shown to occur, and the fact that it happened meant that it was significant. It just doesn't happen. I wrote this memo in which I explained that I thought fluoride was a carcinogen, and that we had as much evidence with the animal studies to show that it was a carcinogen than we had with any of the other compounds, and therefore should be treated as such.
In about 1994, Dr. Marcus came to my office. He was about to be fired from the EPA, although he was an absolutely distinguished and long-standing scientist with unparalleled reputation and credentials. He showed me a memo he wrote on the fluoride issue that indicated that fluoride could have severe adverse health effects on people. And he had recommended additional research be conducted within the agency to make sure that the amount of fluoride that was added to drinking water was safe. And he showed me other documents that indicated that the agency was very upset with him for this recommendation and in fact had initiated its campaign to fire him. This document was properly prepared within the context of his job as a senior science advisor, meaning the highest level scientist within EPA who's non-supervisory. He's like the guru scientist you go to for the tough issues. And Dr. Marcus reviewed the literature, reviewed the materials before him, and set forth basic scientific facts in this document to his supervisors and said, we need to study this matter because if fluoride does pose a health risk, we have to monitor how much we put in the drinking water or if we should put in any at all.
In spite of the science becoming more and more solid, irrefutable, that fluoride causes real problems such as osteosarcoma, it causes a loss of mental acuity, and in combination with lead is probably far worse than either alone. No one has taken the responsibility to reevaluate what the levels of either should be in drinking water. I don't know exactly how I would attack that, but it appears to me, when the lead was looked at, that there was no level at which lead did not produce an adverse effect. And I expect the same is true of fluoride. So you would put them together. My guess is it isn't just additive, it's multiplicative. But nobody is willing to do the study to determine what actually happens. There are lots of reasons to believe it's occurring nationwide, based on the LSAT studies in which the children are doing more poorly now than they were in the 50s before fluoride became much more widespread in its use. And this is very, very bad because the number of children who become adults whose IQs are above 120 is significantly reduced, and that's a terrible loss to the country.